What's up, guys? This is Joe, otherwise known as Catching BTC on Twitter. This is Bitcoin Watch number 10, where I do technical and fundamental analysis on Bitcoin's price action as well as the price targets and expectations for the future. Um, so, you know, not a whole lot has really happened in terms of big price swings in Bitcoin since my last post, my last video. I'm still with the same levels that we've been targeting for the past, 2 months are really still in play, and are yet to really be broken. And we're mostly just consolidating around a pretty important key level. And honestly, I've been targeting this level the entire time. I said it was going to bounce here. I'm still in a position for it. I did take most of my profits off this initial bounce here, and took it out around the high here and a bit more out here. But I was basically out of that position. I don't like taking the same trade again. And it essentially came back down to fill me on my other entries. Only got filled on one entry here. Had a strong bounce, and now it's kind of come back down to the same level, and we're just seeing some pretty interesting price action down here. But if I just quickly go to my my profile, I posted the position June 27th, so that was about a month ago now. As soon as we sort of hit this high here, if you look at my 3 different entries, I got filled on my first entry, went up, and then took the profit out of that position, and it came back down to my other entries, which I didn't end up taking, just solely because I don't like taking the same trade again. I was realistically expecting a break below here for the fact that we've sort of come back in here. But at the end of the day, this position is still in play. So, and we are at this macro 382 level, which I've spoken about so often, and we've also got the moving averages now underlying my position. So if we take a look at the moving averages now, that are pretty important just for trend algorithms, trend traders. These are important levels. We've got this moving average coming in, the 100 moving average, which is really, I wanted to see a test of the entire time. If you look here, it's a really nice, to test the trend. They touch the 100 moving average back up. It's a very clean trade, and I think that we will see a lot of institutional people buying the 100 moving average, or even, now I think people are stocking up because, I'm not really sure we are going to stay here too much longer. But if I just put some, I'll put back into the chart the important levels that we're looking at here and have been looking at for quite a while now. So this is the trend made from the 2 lows when we first broke out of this bear market, essentially the first few moves of the bull market, from those two lows made there. And if we can get even more tighter here, you'll see that we've kind of already broken that, so I'll leave that off the chart. I believe this one's, yeah, so you can see that bounce there, and we've sort of gone underneath that now, which is pretty interesting. I'll leave that one on. We'll leave that trend on there because that's what I believe is probably the most important in terms of what we are looking at right now. I'm just going to take a look, trying to find the trend line I had drawn. Here we go. There's some of the lows there. And this is the middle of the trend channel that we're in currently. If you go back to here, you can see the whole trend channel. This is a couple of months back. We're kind of like in this the median range of this trend channel. So that is a good place to look to be loading up on positions. And then if we break back down here, it's a matter of loading up here. So yeah, so that's the trend line put in. As you can see, it's still in play, technically speaking. And if you can see, like, every time that you put in a trend line and it's strongly respected, it helps create buy pressure or sell pressure. But in this case, it's buy pressure. So if you look here, we've got the buy pressure from this trend line, obviously keeping up the market. We've also got the buy pressure that's sort of coming in from these two lows made here. We've also got the buy pressure made from this test. It's less so in play now, but it's still. I could put money on the fact that we still have buyers in the market from buying this 50 moving average, and now we're starting to see the buy pressure coming from this 100 moving average. So it's really a matter of waiting until the weighing scales of buy pressure versus sell pressure start to tip, and we'll start to move back up. Um, and really, as we get a bit closer down, we're going to have more buy pressure coming from this trend line, as well as the 100 moving average, as well as the zero point 0.5 Fibonacci coming in here, as well as horizontal support and resistance around here. So again, I mean, I say in the group a lot, I like to look at what the traders on crypto Twitter, as you say, are looking for, and most of them are so bearish right now, and they think we're going a lot further down. And I've seen quite a well-respected trader I listen to a lot, and he's turning bearish a bit, but the fact that he's turning bearish a bit is kind of convincing me that we are sort of nearing the end of this retracement, if I'm completely honest with you. And I just think anyone that's trying to say that we're not in a bull market is just pretty stupid, and we're going to get new lows. I mean, the fact that we're consolidating around here is an indicator for me that that's not the case at all. I mean, if we were going to go down, you'd see these huge spikes be even larger, and moving down a lot faster than we are now. I mean, we've just been sat here sort of slowly, gradually declining for about a month and a half now. So I really think the worst is over in terms of large percentage decreases in price. I mean, from where we are now, I really don't see it making much more of a loss than, max 20%. I just don't see it going much lower than 20% decline in price and a 10% decline in that. So really, in terms of long spot positions, you'd really want to be in your spot positions now. I mean, we're at a point where the market could be turning. So, I mean, it'd just be silly not to. And we've also got the buy pressure created from this 382 macro fib level from this whole move up, as well as the 382 sort of coming in there as well. So, if I drew that level again, I've drawn it quite a few times just throughout the past few weeks. This is really the level I initially targeted, from the high from there. This is the initial level I targeted, and it's still in play. And it would be wonderful to just see a double bottom test here, and a move back up. And if you guys, I'm not sure if you guys were looking yesterday, but we hit this huge dip, and it just got bought instantly. I've gone on 30 minutes. I mean, it was just silly price action, really silly price action. I mean, how much was it? Decline in price. I mean, a 5% decline in price got bought up instantly. So there is someone that is wanting to move the market back up, and there is a lot of people entering at these highs made here and the lows made here. So I'd love to see a double bottom retrace. The market structure right now is a bit messy, which is why I'd be more keen to see the market sort of play out a bit. Oh my God, sorry about that. So yeah, so that's essentially what I'm looking for. Nothing too much more detailed than my last watch. I'm still waiting for these same levels to be tested and really see it move up. What I will do, if we just go on a closed time frame as well and put some Fibonacci extensions on the bearish side and see where, from the recent market moves, where we should really be targeting if we see a break of these lows made. So the 1.618. I mean, exactly. So the 1.618 is really from the recent market moves is coming in with these lows here. So that's why we're seeing buy pressure come in here. And the next step would be at this 8.5 Fibonacci. I mean the 0.5 Fibonacci, but 8.5K price level. So, honestly, I said I just don't like going long at the 0.5 fib. It's a simple rule. I just like to look at the 618 or the 382 in terms of a short position or a long position. So I don't like the long here, but I really wouldn't be surprised to see a dip here and trend straight back up. But we'll have to see. So hopefully that was a nice little update for you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.